Present. Here. 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 We have 6 board members present and our board president is absent. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. For those who would like to stand, could you please stand? And if Trustee Fields, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Next, there's on the agenda, I'm sorry, thank you. Next on the agenda is the acceptance of the agenda. Could I please have a motion?
Trustee Espy, motion to accept.
And is there support? Motion was made from Trustee Epsy and supported by Trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? None heard. Motion passed. 6-0. Next on our agenda is achievements, awards, and recognition. And I will pass it over to our superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. We are really excited today. I can see the room has even changed because they have entered in. And so we have those who are representing ACE, our high school, and their building administrator, Principal Leslie Davis, is leading this amazing group.
Really, I'm just going to introduce everyone else. They just don't know that yet. So come on, let's make a group. So good evening, Superintendent. Good evening, Board Trustees. The students and I would like to present to you our points of pride, and I'm going to turn it over to the students because we know how much you enjoy listening to them share their points of pride.
Welcome to our Points of Pride. Tonight, we would like to present to you programs and experience we have at ACE.
Since opening in November 2023, the Charlotte Tillerson Food Pantry has supported over 30 families each month during the holidays. We serve 200 plus community members at our Thanksgiving luncheon and provided meals to 100 families. Thanks to Dan Hornet and MDN, we also distributed hams to 50 families at Christmas. ACE hosted the Magic of Christmas event for all YCS schools, with students and staff helping load gifts into cars. Our student council is now creating self-care packages for the peers in YCMS. These efforts help students earn valuable community engagement hours.
Academic progress. We've launched a program to help our ACE visual academic students transition from visual to in-person learning. With after-school tutoring and credit recovery, we've helped students recover over 80 classes since November. 800 classes since September. Each quarter, we include 30 minutes of reading and math intermissions, three times a week during advisory. This year, our graduation rate rose to 72%, and each senior has been paired with a mentor for support. We've also welcomed multilingual learners to the building for in-person academic instruction and English language development during advisory. They've worked on building social skills, relationships, and understanding cultural differences in semester 2. Native English speakers join these sessions to learn from one another and collaborate.
At ACE, we make it, oh,
You got it.
at ACE, we make it a point to celebrate each other's accomplishments. This year, we've had an honor assembly, and we've recognized a staff member of the month and a teacher of the month. As students, we also get shout outs through ICUs and student of the week. It feels good to be seen and appreciated. We've started using the portrait of a graduate traits to highlight the kind of people we're becoming, and you'll often see these moments shared on our social media.
They really have more energy than that during the school day.
We lead with purpose. At Ace High School, we're always encouraged to step up and show leadership, whether it's through student council or the superintendent student advisory council. We get the chance to share our ideas, take on responsibilities, and help improve our school. One of the most inspiring moments recently was when one of our classmates was recognized by the Ann Arbor chapter of I'm sorry, y'all, I don't want to mess it up. But Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated as a young man of promise. It was a proud moment for all of us and a reminder that leadership, character, and hard work really will get you noticed. At ACE, we're learning to lead with confidence and purpose every day. ACE gives students real-world learning experiences through fun and meaningful activities. Trips to the DIA Museum, Mexican Town help students learn about art, culture, and history. At the auto show, students explored new cars and technology. CTE students get hands-on skills. In our buildings, students plan events and create podcasts. We also learn about life after high school, including college, trade school, and the military. Art projects help us express our feelings and build confidence. These experiences make learning exciting and help us grow in and out of the classroom.
So hold on one second, Michael. If you take a look around the room, you'll see some of these student artwork displayed. And we passed out Post-its to the board members before the meeting. So if you have time at some point in the next few days, leave some feedback for the students. We'll make sure that they get the comments that you left them. Thank you in advance.
At Ace High School, we're committed to a positive school culture where every student feels seen, heard, and valued. One key practice is the use of restorative circles, safe spaces where students and staff build relationships, share experiences, and support one another. Circles help create a sense of belonging, accountability, and leadership. Students take active roles building confidence and communication skills. Recently, one student was honored by the Ann Arbor chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated as a young man of promise, recognizing the leadership and growth we nurture at ACE every day.
At ACE, students, we are dedicated leaders who strive to make a positive impact every day.
We believe in working together for the good of our community, supporting one another, and lifting each other up.
From volunteering to helping those in need, we are committed to creating a brighter future.
Our passion for service and growth drives us to continue learning and leading.
We are not just students, we are change makers, eager to contribute to the world around us.
We know that by working together, we can accomplish great things.
We are brilliant.
So in closing, I would also like to acknowledge the staff in the room that's here to support the students and to represent ACE. So thank you all for coming. Mr. Kraft? Mr. Williams? Ms. Tillerson, since you're already standing. Did I miss anyone? Nope, I think I got everybody. Okay, thank you so much. What questions might you have?
Can the students introduce themselves?
Absolutely. You started some stuff.
I'm Sharissa.
So what grade?
I'm a junior at ACM.
I'm Nasaya, I'm a junior.
I'm Jalea, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Kanai, I'm Kanai, I'm a sophomore.
Hi, my name's Delilah. I'm in 11th grade.
My name's Michael. I'm an 11th grader.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are very proud of you. You guys keep striving. Okay,
Thank you.
next that take us to number 5 on our agenda. Action items, students affairs. Is there a motion? Is there support?
Trustee Townsend, support.
Motion was made by trustee Goodrich, supported by trustee Townsend. Is there any discussion on there? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion passed 6-0. Next, we have acceptance of a field trip request, Erickson 5th grade overnight trip to Jackson, Michigan, May 21st through the 23rd, 2025.
Madam
Can I-
Vice President, I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip request for the Erickson 5th grade overnight trip to Jackson, Michigan on May 21st to the 23rd, 2025.
Is there support?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Motion was made by trustee Epsy, supported by trustee Fields. Is there any discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed 6-0. All right. No.
Trustee Lee, I'm curious if we could have someone who's going on that field trip share a bit about what their plans are. They seem excited back there.
All right.
I had to hear it. Oh.
I'm Kayla Dillon, instructional coach at Erickson, but currently teaching 5th grade.
Brittany Johnson, 5th grade teacher at Erickson.
And Sailor Payne, 5th grade teacher at Erickson.
And really it came about because like, I remember 5th grade camp. I have cousins and they remember 5th grade camp and returning to Erickson and then switching into 5th grade. I was like, guys, we got to go to 5th grade camp. That's literally what happened. I was like, we got to go to 5th grade camp, and we tried to figure out how to make it happen. So we're in the midst of a lot of fundraising right now. We're having like a block party. There's going to be sort of like a restaurant bistro situation. The kids designed t-shirts and they're selling those. So in an effort to try to make it as cost effective as possible for families, we're doing a lot of fundraising. And once we get to camp, there's a lot of different vibes that kind of happen. So like scavenger hunts are a thing, lots of team building activities, games and things, lots of competitions, and then just kind of like enjoying each other. It's their last opportunity to sort of do it together. After elementary school, a lot of kids in our district scatter to different places. So it's the last time they'll all have to be together, especially the kids who've been together since like kindergarten. So really excited to get them up there and see what kind of vibe we're able to create with each other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've been at
Thank you.
Erickson for 10 years now, I think, and we've never done fifth grade camp. So this is the first time we'll be able to go. Thank you.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds great. Next on the agenda is acceptance of a field trip request. Subject C.
Madam Trustee, Vice President Lee, I move that the Board of Education approve the overnight field trip of the Ypsilanti Community Connected School to Chicago, Illinois on June 7th through the 8th, 2025.
Do I have support?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, support.
Motion was made by trustee Fields, supported by trustee Kennedy Sutton. Right? Sutton Kennedy. Oh, gosh, I am so sorry. Is there any comment? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion passed 6-0. Next, we have subject D, acceptance of a field trip request, Ypsilanti Connect Community Schools, Sandusky, Ohio.
Trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip of Ypsilanti Connected Community Schools to Sandusky, Ohio on May 8th, 2025.
Here's support. Motion was made by trustee Epsy, supported by trustee Goodrich. Any comments? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion passed 6-0. Next, subject E, acceptance of a field trip request, Ford Early Learning Center. May I have a motion?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, I move that the Board of Education approve the field trip of Ford Early Learning Center to Toledo, Ohio on May 6th, 2025.
Is there support?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. Any comments? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, motion passed 6-0. Next, subject F, acceptance of field trip request for Early Learning Center, May 8th.
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, move that the Board of Education approve the field trip of Ford Early Learning Center to Toledo, Ohio on May 8th, 2025.
Any support?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. Any comments?
I'm just curious, are the trustee Espy here? I'm curious, are these two trips going to be, it looks like May 6th and May 8th? Are they the same group of students or are they different groups of students that are taking these trips?
Different groups of students that's connected. This is for the ELC, and they're doing magnet work that's connected to their classroom.
Amazing, thank you.
Okay, again, motion was made by trustee Sutton Kennedy, supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passed 6-0. Next, we have on the agenda, number 6, discussion. Subject A, second reading of Neola policy updates. Trustee Goodrich.
Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Mhm.
So the policy subcommittee would like to introduce the policy number 8510, enrollment policy for a second read. We had a chance to review this at our previous regular board meeting. So welcome any additional comments or questions you might have at this time before we bring this to the vote. Express again my appreciation for Dr. Lopez and the enrollment committee for the work they put into this comprehensive update.
With all of the changes that we have going on, are we sure this is still gonna be coming from the U.S. Agriculture, or are they moving things around in regards to this?
They have not changed the requirement for us to update the wellness policy, so right now, we still have to ensure that the committee gave the input, brought it to you, and update this. And it's connected to several of our grants, like you said. So far, all those grants are still in place. Great question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and the team for all your hard work. Next, we at number 7 on the agenda, presentation of the budget update, and I will turn it over to Superintendent Elena Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. At this time, I'm going to ask Damian Butler, our Business and Finance Director, to please come. As you know, Board, this is the time of year where we start reviewing and preparing for amendments, so he'll do the presentation, and part of the ask is the amendment. So this is from the beginning of the year until now. We do anticipate having a final amendment most likely in June, late May or June. So thank you, Mr. Butler.
Good evening, Madam Superintendent, Madam Vice President, Board Trustees. This is our review of changing and just operational budget amendments as we go throughout the year. As our slide says, a living document. There are things going on throughout the year that we just have to make adjustments to make sure we can close out the year on a good note, make sure all of our finances and things are in order. Tonight, we're going to talk about the general fund overall, the impact of state and federal grants, like Trustee Townsend just asked, with all the changes coming on. What we know now is, as of today, this moment, everything is in place, our funding is secure, and we're operating on those lines. We do know that there may be changes coming for Head Start in various areas, but as of now, we are operating that all those funds are in place and will remain in place through the end of this school year. We're going to talk about the realignment of some sinking fund projects that are impacting the classroom a little bit more than sinking fund usually does, and we'll see those as we look at the changes in our numbers. Our categoricals remain pretty steady. There's no major changes in how state funding is happening. Again, federal grants are operating, and we're drawing down as necessary to keep our cash flow going. We have made some adjustments in infrastructure projects, technology support, and in transportation. So as we go back, we look at this is the budget from the budget amendment from November, where we talked about our local revenue. The increase in local revenue is the addition of sinking fund projects. Because typically sinking fund has the large projects, parking lots, roofs, and boilers and things like that. But we've integrated a few more projects that impact the classroom, the Digital Promise Room. There is some technology supports and things coming up for students. So we had to make sure as we put those costs into the budget, we need to show that we do have the funds to cover it. It's not just added costs that we have that we're going to go in a hole for. So sinking fund is supporting the infrastructure changes throughout the district. The change in state aid is just the March 20th of 2025 state aid numbers of 3,834 students as opposed to 3,840 back in November. Again, federal revenue and transfers remain steady. So the increase that you see in the bottom of total revenue of 4,670,000 is because of the addition to the addition of the sinking fund to our local revenue to support the projects that we have ongoing for technology and infrastructure. Our expenditures as we go through basic programs, we're doing some work across the board, ETE, AI projects, magnet programs, all of those are supported and impact the increase there. If you go down in operations and maintenance, again, sinking fund projects, infrastructure, those changes are impacting the classroom a little bit more than they usually do. So we are seeing the increase, and that's why you see the change there. But again, though, the revenue is there to support these projects through the sinking fund and state aid. Athletics has some infrastructure, some facilities updates and team equipment going into preparing for the 25-26 football seasons. The athletic director is buying things ahead so that when we get into the summertime, it's not a mad rush and fall sports will be able to start on time. In debt service, we're just making our twice annual payments for they're due May 1st, and we're in the process of making those now. So that increase takes us up to $76 million for overall expenditures. But again, they are balanced through our revenue and state aid. So these are just changes of, we made plans to do different projects in different areas and some adjustments that have just come for various reasons. So what we planned in November is still going on. We've made a few adjustments and this is the result. As we continue throughout the school year to close out and prepare for 25-26, we're gonna draw down monthly as we continue to do, stay abreast of any changes coming out of the federal government. We have a few more things going with facilities and technology that we'll discuss more in depth in our subcommittee meeting coming up on April 22nd. And as Madam Superintendent mentioned, we'll have the budget coming up in May and we'll vote on it in June. What questions might you have? Yes. 3,834, a difference of 6 students. Yeah, so a lot of that is field maintenance. So we're doing a lot of work on the fields to improve the lighting, talking about scoreboards. So it's a matter of infrastructure and equipment. It's not all just football helmets. There is field lining, all those kind of things. Shafford and Devlin. So we're continuing to work with facilities and we can have a list and go into detail during the subcommittee meeting when the facilities director will be with us to go through those tasks.
Yeah, many of these items are on the sinking fund, you know how they have the year by year. So it's kind of how the voters have placed it when you guys put it on there initially. And then what they've been doing is, the way it can be modified is if there are emergency situations, like if we're not in compliance with MHSAA, that's when they will take a project before it. It's kind of the two-part determination.
I know we had looked at like the time,
Yes.
things like the timeline being pushed up to the requirement.
Yes, yep, some of them, especially like we talked about the Devlin Field was part of the work that was put aside because we moved the building. And then they're trying to make sure that those tracks are okay in compliance because we've been just seeding it first and like it did the rocks. Now it's time for the next real pieces. So there's been a gradual increase.
Yeah, that was one of my questions for, and then the other one was for transportation. Okay, so that's like $900,100 difference. So, what was that on?
So we have contracted transportation for special needs and homeless students. So we're working to create more bus routes to have less dependent on outside contractors to move our students around. It's been an ongoing challenge because we have students in the school of choice that kind of stretches our current transportation abilities with how far our buses can go, how long it takes to do that. So contracting is something we need to look at to kind of figure out a new way to meet that challenge.
Okay, so does that also include like cameras that was put on and the buses?
So
and the
all
training?
of the various projects are a part of that, but the biggest chunk of that is the contracted transportation.
Okay.
So we are improving infrastructure on the bus. A lot of technology is tied into different areas. So the technology and infrastructure, that's part of it. But the biggest piece is looking at those contracted services.
And then also you said debt services. Okay, you were saying that's the twice annual payment?
Yes, we pay on the bonds in November 1st and May 1st. And now is the time of year that we're getting those payments to the bank.
Okay.
Trustee Espy. So regarding those transportation, that shift, are you naming it's because those are costs that you can't really estimate prior to the school year occurring with those students who are experiencing homelessness and the need to transport those students? And so those are the reason why you need an amendment is based on
Yes.
what's occurred during the school year?
It just changes and it's moved in a different direction.
Right.
So the unhoused as well as special ed, because
Yes.
those are per IEPs.
Right.
And mostly it's the ones that are out serviced from like our special centers. And so those have been costing because many of them have been cabbed or with a specialized transportation versus our buses. And so I know that Mr. Butler met with Ms. Jordan along with Annette to ensure like, okay, are these, do they have to occur? Are they ones that we can make some changes? The additional piece is through the WISD, we are working and cooperating with our local districts. The ones that are costing us the most are out of our county. And we continue to have to serve the ones in county. We have agreements and arrangements with, so those costs have been lower. Yet we do have several families out of district and we're responsible.
Yeah. No, I think I was just kind of clarifying that the need for the amendment is based on the fact that these costs can't be known prior to the experience or like finding out what those students' needs are. So that makes sense to me. I just want to clarify that.
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, can I? Thank you for providing all this information about the budget updates. I may have missed the part about the updates for the increases for the operations and maintenance section. Would you be able to reiterate that for me?
So that's a combination of, like the fields at Devlin and Chadford, some, infrastructure in the building. All of those different areas are, tie into the facilities increase.
Like we put the secure vestibule in at YCHS. That's some of those things that we're looking at in terms of the signs. So some of it is combined with other funds, like what we have had to do with our magnet spaces. So all those infrastructure portions are added in there. The AI lab, if you've gone to homes to see in the gym where we have the interactive board where students can throw the balls. Can't even think of the name of that thing, but those types of things, in order to prepare for those, the infrastructure had to be either repaired, updated, things like that. And so they brought in money either from sinking fund or magnet to add to that line.
Mine is really simple. The column dates, are they the same as the front page? Because I don't see them, but are we just using the same one from here? The column headings, are those going to be the same for the expenditure amendments as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did overlook those dates in the expenditure.
Okay, I just want to
Yeah.
make sure. Yeah.
Is there any more questions from the board? Okay, thank you, Mr. Butler.
Thank you.
Thank you, board. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, our board president has arrived and I will be turning the meeting over to her.
Thank you, Vice President Lee, for running the meeting in my absence. It looks like we are at agenda item number 8, which is our public comments. And before I invite members of the public up to address the Board of Education, I would like to read the public comment protocol. Pursuant to Board of Education Policy 0167.3, the board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express their views. Please limit statements to 3 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. No person may address or question board members individually. All remarks shall be made in a respectful and professional manner. The first person I have is Veronica Bodary. Did I say that correctly? Say that again. Bodary. Names are important. Veronica Bodary.
Good evening, board. So again, I'm here for special ed. I did want to thank the board and Ms. Haynes and Dr. Zachary Ross for addressing my son's concerns and everything else. It was much appreciated. Thumbs up. We're good now. It was a bummer, though, that we had to come to the board to get it done. That really was a bummer. But today I wanted to talk about, I've been seeing in a lot of the districts, especially in the younger classrooms and maybe in the higher grades, inclusion. Students are not being included if they're in a self-contained classroom. Their teachers are not being told that their grade level peers are going out on field trips and they're not being invited. That's not inclusion. And the district says that they pride themselves on inclusion. But where's the inclusion in that piece? There's a lot of things that come from inclusion. There's learning on both sides, social and emotional learning on both sides for your gen ed peers, as well as your special ed peers. studies has been shown that this actually works and it's very good and it helps both sides to even that balance out and to learn from each other. Another thing that would help with that piece is PDs. Many of the teachers that I've talked to, the PDs are very different. So curriculum, your gen ed teachers get their curriculum PDs and stuff like that. So the PDs change quite frequently along with their curriculum. So they're learning new things. Special ed usually is always the same PDs. So if you have somebody who's in the district for 10 years, they've had the same PD for 10 years. What's the incentive to make them to want to continue in special ed? So what I propose is for something for the board or whoever picks out the PDs to look into something different that starts from the top when it comes to special ed. Every piece within the education needs a different type of PD when it comes to special ed. Your admin need a different PD than your gen ed teachers, than your paras, than your special ed teachers. But your special ed teachers definitely need a different PD. Your gen ed teachers, food for fact, your gen ed teachers get one special ed class for their general education, for their teaching degree. One class. That is an introductory to IEPs. That's it. There is no other PDs that I know of that I've been told by any other general ed teachers that it is available for them for special education PDs. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica Bodary. Next, we have Jasmine Hubbard.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Hubbard. I was a paraprofessional at Ford Elementary for almost a year. I was even given the accommodation and the opportunity to accept new assignments at Perry Elementary. I have been reporting to the head of HR regarding a number of issues and concerns. Students at Ford Elementary with IEPs needs are not being met. These same students are not meeting their academic goals. Paraprofessionals at Ford Elementary are not trained properly, nor understand the importance of implementing the necessary work for students to reach their personalized goals. There are a lot of students who are struggling with regulating their emotions and understanding their behaviors. These students are constantly yelled at, belittled, labeled, and not properly supported by staff. I have witnessed numerous disturbing conversations. Interactions with students and the leaders of the school, principals, including teachers. When I was placed in a self-contained special education classroom at Ford Elementary, I experienced being verbally disrespected daily. I was talked to like I was incompetent and degraded manners. Even being yelled at, eyes being rolled at me on numerous occasions. I have reported this situation to the principal verbally. I was trying to be removed from the classroom without creating drama within the workplace. I kept coming to the classroom until I was physically assaulted. I was physically assaulted March 31st at 11:30 by the special education teacher. I called off for 6 days because of my mental and I didn't feel mentally and physically safe to return back to work or back to the classroom. If this happened to me, what do you think is happening to our Grizzly Cubs at Ford Elementary with no camera supervision?
Thank you, Jasmine Hubbard. Next, that takes us to Erica. Is it Vanier? Okay. Hi.
That's right around.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erica Vanier. I am with SAC, and I'm our youth organizer for our YAM program, Youth Action Michigan. And we're here today because we know there's seen the talks about the budget, big things coming up. And we've heard from a lot of the students about the different things that they would like to see in the schools when it comes to infrastructure, maintenance, access to more bathrooms. So we would like to talk to you guys about that. And if you guys can, we would like to bridge the gap between the students and the school board and teach us on how that could be possible, or what are the steps. So we see how important it is to elevate the youth's voice. You guys have seen that with their school. We have parents here, we have their principal here, and we would also like to invite you all to come to some of our YAM meetings so that you can speak directly to the students. So thank you so much for having us. Do you guys anybody want to say anything? No? Okay. We're working on public speaking too. So this is definitely one of those things. So thank you guys for having us. Good evening.
Thank you, Erica Vanier. Next, that takes us to our consent agenda. Is there a motion at this time?
Regular Board of Ed, regular board meeting minutes. Number 2, personnel matters as per the presented list dated 4/7/25, new hires and resignations.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Support trustee Sutton Kennedy.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to our action items under Business and Finance. The first item is the approval and adoption of the amended budget. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Trustee Fields, move that the Board of Education approve and adopt the amended budget as presented.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Fields. Is there support for this motion?
Support Trustee Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Townsend. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to the adoption of the resolution to consider designation of electoral representative for the WISD June 2nd, 2025 biennial election. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Trustee Fields, move that the Board of Education adopt the Washington Intermediate School District resolution to consider designation of electoral representation for the June 2nd, 2025 biennial election, appointing blank, I know who that is, yes, as the designated representative on behalf of the board, and blank as the alternate in the event the designated representative is unable to attend.
Don't put their name in. Who is it?
Excuse me.
Oh, I thought we appointed at our organizational meeting.
Madam President, this is for the election
Uh,
for the WISD board member.
Oh, thank you. And we need to see among the board who might be interested in serving as the designated representative. And then we also need an alternate to volunteer in the event that the designated representative cannot attend.
As the member of the Washtenaw Associated School Boards, as a representative for the Ypsilanti Community Schools, I am comfortable serving as our representative.
I can serve as the alternate.
Okay, any?
So do we now reread it because we have people filling in the blanks?
Yeah, we had to have the discussion first, so I
Mhm,
wonder if we
mhm.
might, read the resolution again.
For me?
Read the resolution again.
Oh, that's what I just said. That's
Yes.
what I just said.
Yeah, I was,
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
to
it
think
through.
about it.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, I'd appreciate that if you could read it again with the names included, trustee Fields.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we move that the Board of Education adopt the Washington Intermediate School District resolution to consider designation of electoral representation for the June 2nd, 2025 I keep having a problem with this one, biannual election, appointing trustee Epsy as the designated representative on behalf of the board and trustee Townsend as the alternate in the event the designated representative is unable to attend.
Thank you, trustee Fields. A motion has been made by trustee Fields. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, trustee Espy, and thank you, trustee Townsend. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of a donation from Puffer Reds. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education accepts a donation from Puffer Reds for $3,500 to the boys and girls tennis teams.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I accept.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Puffer Reds, for your generous donation of $3,500. Is someone here from Puffer Reds?
Right here. Yeah. here it
Hello?
is.
Thank you so much for being here and generously donating to our district to support us. Thank you so much. Would you like to say a few words?
Would you be interested in sharing
Mr. Williams?
the significance of this for you?
Well, we wanted to put on and acknowledge someone for Black History Month. And of course, we did Taryn Willis. And we kind of looked into what she's been doing, involved with YCS as far as tennis. And we kind of knew they were struggling and so forth as far as, equipment, apparel, and so forth. So we decided to make a donation to kind of, help out and, and kind of encourage the kids to get more involved.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. I mean, we always want to give back to the community and do whatever we can, to, help, boost the kids there.
Well, we appreciate you and your partnership and your ongoing support to the district. This is going to mean a lot to our kids who play tennis and to the coach. And so you don't have to do it. And the fact that you are doing it means a lot, that you continue to stay in partnership with Ypsilanti Community Schools. So thank you so much for being so generous and committed to the work in this community.
You guys are very welcome. All right. Thank you.
Next, that takes us to the acceptance of a donation from Old National Bank. Is there a motion at this time?
Vice President Lee move that the Board of Education accept a donation from Old National Bank for $1,900 for the Realtors Breakfast.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Townsend, support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. And thank you to Old National Bank for sponsoring, being one of the sponsors for the Realtors Breakfast. We appreciate this generous donation. Next, that takes us to an action item. This takes us to our Neola policy updates. I know that the policy subcommittee recently met Trustee Goodrich is the chair of that subcommittee. And so at this time, Trustee Goodrich, do you mind sharing a brief high-level overview of where we are? I know this is our second read of policies, and then we have some policies for consideration for our first read. We are, okay. Thank you. Anything else? That's okay. Yes, thank you so much. So just to remind the board that this came before us at our last board meeting, and now we are moving to adopt the policy updates as presented. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Townsend moved that the Board of Education adopt the Neola policy update as presented, volume 39, number 2, February 2025, PO 8510.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to our second public comment portion for this evening. Ms. Haynes or Dr. Coscarella, are there any public comment cards that have come in? Okay, thank you so much. Next, that takes us to item 13, which is our discussion around Board of Education Subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports at this time? Yes, Trustee Goodrich.
Thank you so much for the hard work of everyone on that committee and to Superintendent Dr. Ross and Clay for all of your teaching. We'll have more policies bring to you as we get our next regular board meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Goodrich. Other Board of Education Subcommittee reports?
The Ypsilanti Community Schools Foundation met last week, and we are in the process of updating the bylaws and making sure that we had a long discussion about the bylaws.
Mhm.
They need to have some extensive overview changes.
Okay.
So we're going to be working through that. The scholarship committee for the foundation, the scholarship deadline has passed, application process has passed, and we will be meeting this week to go over potential winners for the scholarship. There's several scholarships that are ran by the foundation, so we're excited about that.
Excellent.
Then the Finance and Operations Committee will be meeting next week. I want to say the 22nd.
Mhm.
And we'll be going over, I'm sure, some additional stuff we need to discuss this evening.
Mhm.
And I believe those are, oh, and prior to WASB, we just voted on the representatives for the vote in June, so thank you. And just as a reminder, the meeting to discuss the budget is coming up this month, and that should be, I want to say, I got like 50 calendars up. I want to say that's on the 24th of April, and that's usually by Zoom at 6 o'clock. So just please make sure that you all are on there, as well as there has been conversations about having a town hall meeting. It was originally supposed to be this month around the 30th. There may be some changes to that due to some other unfortunate events that have occurred. So there might be a shift in that. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure with all of the things that are going on and discussions about Head Start, that we will be doing some sort of conversation with the community about that.
Okay.
We are having our first DTN meeting this Thursday at 6 o'clock here.
Great. Mhm.
Looking forward to that. Also, Thursday, the 24th, I'll be having a Head Start meeting at 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
Really concerned about that. Don't know where the budget's gonna be with that.
Mhm.
So hopefully they don't cancel Head Start. So I'll find out what's going on
Okay.
on the 24th. And I think that's about it. Yes.
Thank you.
Trustee Espy, I just want to name that the Strategic and Educational Performance group will be meeting this week to discuss the BICAP continuous improvement plan.
That's the one. That's DTN too. Oh.
We'll all be there. Great.
Okay.
That's right.
We're on it.
Oh,
We'll be
beautiful. We'll all be there.
We'll be there.
I should
Thank
have something to report on the community relations subcommittee. We meet on the 22nd, and I know we have a board meeting on 28th. I don't know if we're going to be taking any reports or not, but maybe, but that's when we have our next community
Relations.
committee coming up. And I think that's it, the 22nd, yep, at 5 o'clock.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Thank you, Trustee Fields. Any other subcommittee reports? Well, thank you, board chairs of these committees. Thank you for your leadership, your service, board members for putting in all the time to meet, to do the work of the board and the district. At this time, that takes us to board superintendent comments. Board members, are there any comments?
Yes. The annual Community Easter Egg Hunt Extravaganza is this Saturday, April 19th at the Perry Early Learning Center from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm hoping that all of our board members, district leaders, superintendent will be in attendance. This event is going to be larger than it's ever been. We have over 62 vendors, a lot of new participants such as DTE, STEM Ed Institute. We also have Washtenaw County's Community and Economic Development Division that is joining us this year, Detroit Parent Network. So just a lot. We also now have a new sponsorship from the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office. DTE also donated Washtenaw County. We want to thank them. They have done a significant donation to support us, band companies, Eastern Michigan University, Women and Men Working for Change, and Restoration Outreach Ministries. So I'm very excited. This is going to be a big one. And we have more of everything. It should be nice outside, but just be prepared and come out and have a good time. And I will follow up with the board members on those and the superintendent that I may have. Well, I know that will speak for sure. And we're just excited about this. And then I'm excited that I will be attending the renaming ceremony. I know Superintendent Zachary Ross will talk about that for Coach Levi Simpson. There are 2 events this week. I highly encourage, if you can, come board members to this event. He is a well-respected educator, athlete, alumni for Ypsilanti Public Schools, and he's dedicated several years to making this school district a great place to be. So I'm excited to be a part, especially as a student up under Coach Simpson, to share this moment with him. So yes, and congratulations to the district. 51, y'all. I don't remember much in life as much anymore, but there were a lot. Thank you for the birthday card that was sent to me last week. I really did appreciate it. And I'm just excited about everything that's coming down the pipeline for the district. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Townsend. Board comments?
I'm excited for the Easter hunt. To be clear, also April 29th, the Michigan Education Coalition for Justice will be having their Advocacy Day in Lansing, and if people are interested in going, you are welcome to reach out and name your attendance of that. Yes. I also want to name that unfortunately I was not able to attend the National uh, Board of Education convention or conference this year due to illness. However, I know that a board representative from a different district went, and so my work is to follow up with him and learn a little bit more about the conversations that took place there, and I will bring those back to us.
Thank you. Any other comments? Mhm. 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 Thank you for that update. Any other board comments? I don't think I have any new comments. I am excited about the events that are coming up this week. I know, Trustee Townsend, you always provide, stellar leadership to the Easter egg hunt, and those who have not experienced it yet are really missing out. And so come if you can. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. You said it's going to be the biggest one yet. I feel like every year is the biggest one yet. So this is for real, the biggest one yet. Oh, it's even bigger. Okay. Okay, I love it. And I believe, I don't have the dates in front of me. Ms. Haynes might be able to help me out. What are the dates of the upcoming conference in Mackinac? Okay. And that's MASB? May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So there's a MASB conference coming up, and it's going to be held in Mackinac on May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'm not sure if board members have that on their radar, but I don't think registration has closed yet, has it? Duly noted.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think those are all of my comments. I am looking forward to the two naming events that are happening this week. And I also know that Dr. Zachary Ross is also speaking this week. Same day or earlier that day. That's right. Is it right before? I thought it was different times. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Okay.
Wait, what day you speaking?
It's Thursday, right? It's-
Yeah, because that's what I was planning on doing. Yeah.
It is.
I was going, yeah, that's what I was planning on doing. And what time
A
are
very
you
busy
speaking?
day.
You know? The event starts at 4.
That's on Friday at Eagle Crest at the Marriott. Okay. Let us know if you don't have it, and we'll make sure we get it to you, if you don't have an email about it.
5.
Same time.
I'm the Dean's Edu Talk at 5.
Oh, gosh. This is
I
just too
I
much.
also want to name that Ms. Haynes provided this information in email, but the Perry Early Learning Community Learning Center, their spring concerts are April 29th and May 1st.
Thank you, Trustee Eskew.
And that should be, more information should be in your email.
Any other last minute comments before I turn it over to Superintendent Zachary Ross? Yes, Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
We'll look forward to seeing folks at the naming ceremony on Friday. And I also wanted to thank everyone for being here today, especially the students and my folks who spoke at public comment, and also administrators that showed up, Dr. Zachary Ross, and as well as everyone behind us as well, supporting the district today. And I wanted to also remind the board about leaving your sticky notes for the students. So we all have sticky notes, and there's art from the students at ACE. And so after the meeting, if you have a moment, I think Principal Davis says she'll leave them for the next few days for us to leave feedback for the students with the sticky notes. So I just wanted to remind everyone about that before we finish up.
Thank you, Trustee Sutton Kennedy. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. Again, I thank each board member because this has been already a busy season for you. I heard you saying about the subcommittee meetings and all the events coming up. And so this is spring and there will be lots of events.
Yes.
And we know that you are active and engaged. So thank you for your engagement. We know that the Erickson Advisory Board is meeting on Wednesday, April 16th. The Beatty Early Learning Center will have a ballet and books on Friday, the 18th at 3 p.m. And they're also going to have it again. If you can't make it on the 18th, they're going to have it at Beatty Early Learning Center, the ballet and books on Friday, the 25th of April from 3 to 4. I know I saw Trustee Sutton Kennedy at the last Ford Early Learning Center Principal and Parents Coffee. So there's another one coming up on April 28th in the morning. And then the exciting one, and I know Ms. Haynes sent you the invitation to the Ypsilanti Community High School's AI conference. It's for parents and community members, and students are putting it on along with our exceptional educators on Thursday, April 24th from 5:30 to 7. That's that same day? No. No, that's next Thursday. Okay, it's just every day I'm on. Then Perry Early Learning Center, as we heard, is having their kindergarten spring music concert, April 29th. The high school, Ypsilanti Community High School, is having a spring concert, Wednesday, April 30th at 6 p.m. And they're going to be showing the video of Nap It at Night, April 21st at 5:30 p.m. I'm sure there's other events, but be on the lookout that they'll be coming from Ms. Haynes. And I'm wanting to mention with the Nap It one, it is taped this time, so it's not a live. So you'll be able to just watch what they have put together. And I know, I just thank Shirley and Lynn for being a part of that committee. That committee works behind the scenes to gather all of the material, all the art projects and things from our scholars. Just want to appreciate that. As you know, our students have been out doing a wonderful job representing the Nassau. The students from RCTC participated in the Nassau Challenge, and we had some plays, and one of them became an officer representing the entire country. So we're really proud of the leadership from the staff as well as those scholars for representing the district well. You also received information on the National NSBE 1080 race. I put it in a board update that they're inviting you, if you'd like to be a VIP, to go watch that. So that's coming up. And then just regarding the budget, I know right now, as Mr. Butler said, we are running several scenarios. One thing to note, and you'll see us continue to increase funding, so that increased spending. So you saw that we had amendments, and I put in the board update. We're trying to draw down any federal funds that we have that we can legally draw down, and we're working with those persons who are left in those offices to amend what we had, like even if we knew there was going to be a professional development, if it can't happen, what can we spend it on? Especially in that magnet grant, that's $5 million a year. Wow. And so we know we can guarantee this year. And so those things that we can do to put in place so that we can continue, and that's been our whole focus, to continue ensuring that we provide our scholars with this world-class education. We don't want to get stumbled by not receiving grants. So we're going to do as much as we can to utilize the funds to purchase things, to put in place any items that we can so that we have at least a structure to remain stable in case we hear of something. The same thing with Head Start. I'm going to any meeting I can. I sent the letter to staff as well as our parents. Just in case they heard things, we want to remind them right now, we have the funds. We're going to continue throughout the remainder of the year. I'm hearing through summer. Yet we do not know, right? Because it's not in the budget, in the president's new budget. And so we remain committed to offering our scholars as many options as possible. Again, we're being diligent, talking to anyone we can related to any of those other federal grants so that we can be fiscally responsible and proactive in our approach. And so I just appreciate everyone behind the scenes really working diligently to ensure that we're advocating, we're have the correct information. We had to just last week make an adjustment with our HRA nurses. So how that happens urgently, just kind of give an example of how we can plan, but we won't know. We were contacted on a Wednesday that the funds, that there was an executive order with the Michigan Department, not MDHSS, the Department of Human and Health Services, and those funds had been stopped 4 days prior. So we learned on Wednesday and had to make a determination on persons, the 2 nurses we had on how we would fund them, and the funds were stopped on Friday. So some of it, I just want to preemptively share with the board, because if we have to make those decisions quickly, there's not time to hold a meeting or anything. We just are trying to find out the facts, what we can do, how we can make changes, and the best interest of our scholars and our staff members are in line with what you all have set for us to act. I just don't want, we say no surprises, but we're being surprised ourselves. And so as things are communicated, we will make sure that our staff especially knows, and our community, because YCS has done a great job looking for additional funds and finding ways to continue moving forward. Even when we had the debt from the previous districts, we moved forward. When we had COVID and those situations that were unknown, this board, the administration, the staff moved forward together. And so I don't see that this is any different. We have to remain the calm. We have to remain the leaders in our community. And I know we're built for it. We're ready for it. And I appreciate the fact that you all are the board members through this, because I know that you've been supportive, and I thank you for it.
Anything else?
Oh, Thursday, we know, because persons might be asking about the event on Thursday at the Eagle Crest. That is from the boosters. It's surprising. It was an event with the family's request, and we're appreciating them having voice. We talked about voice, choice, and agency, and they had voice about what they wanted for their esteemed family member. And so we're working in collaboration with the boosters, and just appreciate the fact that they are extending themselves to make this something that is not just one time. And so they're having the event because they're going to share information at that time about an annual track meet that's going to be named after Coach Simpson. And so that part was additional beyond the naming ceremony. So if people are asking, that one is with the boosters and the outside funding, and we are there in support. And then on Friday, that's the Ypsilanti Community Schools event, where it's going to be the naming of the track, because the board allowed us to do so. And there's going to be a program at that 9:30 time, and later how it's going to be designated. There's going to be some gifts, but how will it be a placard? Will it be those kinds of things that will come back to the board? The reason why they needed that one to be quick is because that one of those invitationals that they're really trying to have the naming for Coach Simpson when all those teams could come together, it's coming, it has to be timely. And so we wanted to get in front of that. And so that's why they're requesting Friday's date for the naming so that it could be ahead of that invitational.
So if I'm hearing you, I'm just make sure, I did find the invitation. I do have it.
Good.
The name, it'll be in time for the track meets. Is that the idea?
Yes, for
That's,
this
so I'm hearing what you're
invitational,
saying.
yes.
Yes, that's, okay. So we're just gonna make sure. So this is kind of cool though, because I know that's coming soon. My grandsons are running track. So that's why I wanted to, I'm like, is this trying to be in time for that? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. That, I asked, why is there the rush? And they're like, this invitation was special for him and they really wanted it to happen
I see.
before and not in retrospect. So thank you.
Mhm. Possibly.
I'm glad you said something, because I've been out there at the high school.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross. Just a couple of quick things I thought about, but I'm sure we'll get reminders about this as well. I know we also have coming up signing day at the high school and, I think scholarship tied together. Is that, I think that's, I don't know if that's, I don't know the dates exactly, but I remember seeing it earlier. Yeah,
Yep,
so I don't know if
those
our
are
meeting
in
is
May.
before, yeah. May.
That's I know that's the day of our next board meeting.
Yep. Mm-mm. I don't think- Well, what day is that of the week?
May
Monday.
12th is a Monday.
Oh. Mhm. Okay. May 2nd, thank you. Okay, so that is before.
Oh, yeah, Senior Scholarship Assembly and Decision Day.
Okay.
May 2nd at 9 a.m.
Okay. So that's coming up. We won't meet again. So just lots of things happening this spring. Graduation will be coming up. So just getting things on our calendars and on our radar.
Yes.
And then lastly, I just want to just say thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross, to you, your entire team, in just all the ways that you continue to be consistent, provide stability, reassurance, and a commitment to who we are at Ypsilanti Community Schools. And I also want to extend that same thank you to all of our teachers, our staff, for providing that stability, for staying the course. We are in uncertain times, and at YCS, we pivot, we continue to stay diligent about what it means for us to show up every day and do the work for our students in this district. So my thanks, and I know the board members also share these sentiments to all of our educators, our staff, everyone who touches our students, and help to make our district continue to thrive and go forward in the face of so much. So I just wanted to say thank you because I appreciate that. Everything is changing every day, but it's important, I think, to just pause and just to say thanks because it's a lot of moving parts and a lot of shifting every day. And I love being part of this community and this district because, as you said, this is what we're built for. So thank you. Any other comments from the board before we move to adjourn?
I'd just like to apologize to Trustee Sutton Kennedy. I apologize. There was no ill intent on my behalf when I got your name wrong. I saw your body language, okay? And I didn't mean anything about it. I do forget names, but I do not forget faces, all right? So no harm, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That's what we do at YCS. All right. Any other comments before we adjourn? All right. Can someone give me the exact time? I don't have mine. I don't know if the clock is it 7:57?
Mhm.
Okay, It is. I think in a long time it has been. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you said you'll take it. Oh, 58. I thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. The time is 7:00